and welcome to the City of St. Mary's, Georgia, June 15, 2020 public hearing, second public hearing on the FY 2021 budget. And Madam Clerk, for the record, why don't you ask for the roll call?
Yes, sir. Councilmember Jones, post 1.
Here.
Councilmember Goodman, post 2.
Present.
Councilmember Gant, post 3.
Present.
Councilmember Riley, post 4.
Present.
Councilmember Rassi, post 5.
Present.
Councilmember Williams, post 6.
Present.
Mayor Morrissey.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yes, sir, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. And I think just for confirmation, we have our Finance Director, Jennifer Brown.
Yes, sir.
And our City Manager, Robbie Horton.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Good, okay. I do not think that we had scheduled our City Attorney for this call, did we? I don't believe he needs to be on there.
I don't believe so,
Right.
sir.
No,
Yeah.
sir, he is
Welcome
aware of it.
if he's on. Okay.
I am here.
All right. Oh, you are. Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. Appreciate your time. All right. Madam Clerk, this is a public hearing, and I think we had requested the public to call into you if they would like to speak to council on this public hearing. And could you tell us who is on the sequence, who's first?
Yes, sir, we have one person that signed up. We have Mr. Daniel Black on the line.
Okay. Mr. Black, are you there?
I am, Mayor. Yes, sir. How are you?
All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. And please feel free. Just go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me speak. My name is Daniel Black, like you said. And for those who don't know, my wife and I, we own Angels Cafe. And the reason I'm speaking today is because we've been contracted out to provide meals to the senior center through basically all of 2020. And I guess it's come to my understanding that as of Friday that the senior center will be closed and that the hot meals that we've been providing will be stopping as of this past Friday. And I believe that's due to a budgeting issue with the city, if correct. And I just wanted to come forward and just express my concern because obviously personally I've dealt with these seniors, especially due to the whole COVID. The whole thing has changed. Due to that, we've had to, I know that the cities provide drivers and that the meals have literally gone to their homes now so the seniors could stay at home during this whole coronavirus pandemic. So just dealing with the seniors personally and knowing that a lot of these seniors are unable to cook for themselves. Some are unable to drive or even leave their house still. And I know that they count on these meals every day. I personally, my neighbor has a 93-year-old mother who's a senior that receives one of these meals every day, and he thanks me, and he says he just doesn't know what he would do if she wasn't getting that meal every day, and how, at least it's one meal that's taken care of, obviously, and they don't have to think about that. So I just, and I know that the city is probably under extreme pressures with funding and everything, just like everybody else, and small business is the same. Going through this whole pandemic, I was just trying to see if there was any possibilities and try to be solution bound to helping these seniors get their meals, and if there was any discussions, before the budget was made on possibly even seeing if maybe the seniors wanted to partially put forward a dollar value to every meal, because to my understanding, I think Senior Center St. Mary's residents get that meal for free, I believe, if they're with the center. and maybe it was something that they could pay even up to $5 for, even, and then maybe the city didn't have to take on that burden of the entire meal, which currently is at $7.65 per meal due to the packaging and everything, and see if there was any options. Do that to see if these seniors could still somehow get a meal, because I know some, because I dealt with it personally, would still pay, because there are seniors that we delivered to ourselves through the whole coronavirus that weren't part of the center that still wanted the meals, and they were paying over $8 a meal to get delivered to their house. And I know that there's seniors out there that that would like to still have that service. And I'm trying to see if there's any way that I could work with the city to still make this happen for them, and have see if there's a discussion to have to see what we could do, and obviously if there's any other areas that, you know, I'm sure we've all the city has looked at FEMA and GEMA and getting reimbursed for some of these costs that have happened. So I'm just putting that forward and seeing if there's any solutions, and my cafe and my wife and I, we're up for any kind of ideas to help keep this going. And I know that the city has really gone above and beyond as it is through this whole thing anyway, just with the delivery drivers that they had help get the meals to the seniors, and obviously the amount of meals that went out every day. It was really great to see, and I would just really hate to see that all kind of come to an end. And I just wanted to see if the problem was just funding, and if there's any other solutions to keep this going, with all due respect.
Okay, no, thank you very much. And so, Mr. Horton, I know that there are budget components, but there's also the health component involved in these decisions. So do you want to take this off the table and give us the perspective of what the city's doing, and what we are thinking about doing for anybody that may need some help?
We have, there's a lot involved with this. We've had discussions, as all of you may be aware, of the circumstances that led up to this, and the governor's direction of taking care of those that are confined to the home when all this COVID started, which prompted us to step up our game and really look outside the box to be able to help them. And that's where the meal program came into play. We've gone down this path. We've looked at GEMA. We've got an idea about what is eligible or possibly eligible for repayment. We've worked within those confines the entire time. We've also spoke to the state in regards to the CARES Act that recently came out, that was for smaller rural municipalities. We know where we stand there. The bottom line is we got down to it, and we got to the point that we were kind of running out of money altogether. We were already over budget this year, but when we started looking at the budget for the upcoming year, we had to make some pretty drastic cuts. We want to take time to look at the program that the city has. The hospital authority has also suggested that we evaluate the programs and look at what we've got and taking this time. So we made the decision to close it for the first 6 months of the year. And it gives us time to see what's going to happen with COVID. Our goal is ultimately the seniors and their health and ability to actually participate. We don't know what's going to happen when school goes back in session, not blaming the school, but that's usually the time period that the flu kicks into gear again, and we're faced with everybody getting sick again and that sort of thing. So just really not understanding how this COVID's going to play out over the next 3 to 4 months. We don't know. So we're going to take advantage of the time period, be able to look at the programs, look and see what we can do and what we can't do. And ultimately, that also affects the money for the senior meal program. So there's some thoughts there of doing some other things. And certainly Mr. Black will be a part of any discussions that we have in the future. But that was the purpose of one of the first opportunity we have in July of setting up a joint meeting between the council and the hospital authority to really get clear direction on where we're going and what we're doing. And so that's kind of where we're at this point in time.
Okay. Mr. Horton, and I don't think Ms. Larson's on the line, but one of the things that I know you've shared with us in the conversations with the council is the concern about the ability to open the senior center safely and to be able to follow the basic rules for social distancing, masking, and sanitizing, and the difficulty in being able to have the seniors in that building safely based on what they're used to. And so my understanding was as much that this is a safety issue. And so we are wandering a bit from a budget discussion, but I understand the way Mr. Black has brought it to us. I do not think that it is purely, this decision was based on budget or budget alone. I think there are several components, and I guess I do think that you all are investigating alternative meal programs that could provide meals to those seniors that say that they are in significant need. Can you tell us about that one?
Yes, sir. We have gotten together a list of the agencies where meals can be gotten. Some of the local churches have different programs that are available. We've gotten the seniors that information to support them. The different food banks that are available, we have tried to get whatever we can to continue to assist them. We're trying to take it as close. We're trying to take care of them best we can under the conditions that we're working under.
All right. Well, maybe some of the other council might have some questions before I continue. Anyone? Okay. So I don't. This is my impression that this is not strictly a budgetary issue. This has to do with a response to COVID and the concern about the resurgence of COVID and as it may rebound. And how do we protect seniors in an environment where it's not easily capable? It's not very easy for us to be able to support seniors in a safe environment. So I think
that is correct.
Yeah, if you and Mr. Black could meet and discuss his ideas as far as senior meals, but I do think that we had already made the decision as a council through your recommendations that the senior center as it is right now has to be restructured, and I think you set up the thought process at the last meeting that we need to get the players together to determine, what's the path forward for the senior center. So we need to do that. Again, I'm not sure whether or not a meal program as it's structured comes from Mr. Black or comes through social organizations like you decided, but I think we need to understand where that's coming from, and then if you can, if you would get back to Mr. Black and tell him what you think the path forward is going to be. But as far as I understand, there's no immediate window for reopening the center, and then as far as the meals are concerned, I think we've decided that it's a absolute importance that the critical needs seniors come forward through our intervention with them to find out what the size of that group is, and then find a solution for some meals through an organization. I don't know what that is. So it's not an immediate answer, Mr. Black, but I'm going to ask the city manager to follow up with you after they and the staff has been able to come up with a supporting method for the seniors that have a need. Okay. Did you? Is that Mr. Black? Do you have anything you want to follow up with?
Yes, sir, Mayor. If I could just finish with, I guess the fact that our meals are balanced and they're hot and they're individually packaged and bagged and they're delivered to their door. And to me, that skips a lot of the middle steps of a lot of these other pantries and other places. You're going to have to cook this food, and some seniors can't cook, and the convenience of having that literally brought to their doorstep, to me, seems invaluable. Maybe if that wasn't even a possibility, even a packet like a curbside delivery. Or a curbside pickup from the senior center where they come by and they possibly pick up some things, but the meals are still they're balanced. They have the nutritional components there. They're in a microwavable safe container, and they're individually packaged. So to me, that element there, it's already figured out. So I would just like to bring that and kind of finish with that and just say that that's there. So I'd like to see if there's any other way to kind of continue with what's already working, or find something very close. But but thank you for hearing me out on that.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. And everybody is, and like yourself too, has a concern for the seniors, and we just want to make sure that in the end, when we come out the other end, it's been done. And continue to be done well. So thank you for that, and I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome. With that said, there is the 2021 budget, and Ms. Brown is on the line. So did you all receive an email from Jennifer relative to the 2021 budget and the advertised budget, and then the budget that they're seeking approval for tonight? Did everyone get that spreadsheet?
I got it. This is Jim.
Okay. All right. All right. So all right. So as I probably should say, did anyone not get a chance to look at it? We can describe it over the phone, I think. But if you would like, Jennifer, do you want to just, and Robbie, do you want to give us a recap of what this spreadsheet is?
Yes, sir, I can do that.
All right. Thank you.
So I sent out a spreadsheet on Friday. We advertised the budget. We did a budget workshop on that advertised budget. However, when we are seeking a different budget approval on a few of the different funds, of course, all of the budgets are lower than what was originally, we were originally presented to council. On the general fund budget, there's a change in the legislative department, and that is for the transfer out to DDA, which covers the Camden Partnership. We talked about that at the budget workshop. Also, we talked about the GMA retirement. We just got that figure in when we done the budget workshop. We had to make an adjustment for that. What we have to pay them this year is more than we had originally had put into the advertised budget. We have in the Public Works Department, the Admin Department, and the Highways and Streets, we had some vehicles that just came in on a vehicle lease, so we needed to add those items in. Some of the reductions, we reduced the senior center budget, the full-time position. The library position had a full-time position, and we've reduced it 1/2 year. Planning and zoning, computer maintenance, that some numbers we got in was more than what we had in the budget, so we needed to make an adjustment for that. Code enforcement, I think we talked about that at the budget workshop also. We had dropped a 0 off in error, so we had to adjust for the telephone cost there. And with all the different adjustments, the reductions and the ones that we had to add some money to, we still were able to reduce the fund equity number by $76,256.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. All right. So, Council, Jennifer provided us with the comparative and the changes, and we are down what $145,000 from the original budget down to $12,004,291. Thanks again to the staff for the diligent work on this and translating our input from the public hearing into facts and comparative. So, Council, does anybody have any questions for Robbie or for Jennifer on the updated budget for approval tonight?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a note on what was actually submitted originally to Deborah. I've corrected the amount for the tourism budget that we're seeking approval. It was just a key error on the schedule or Exhibit C that we've changed the tourism budget. It's 175.45 is what we are asking for approval for. So I did want to make that note.
Yeah, I believe Deborah sent that off, and I'm looking through it right now, and that was a decrease, correct?
Yes, sir.
From 188,830 to 170,545. So does that take would that take that 12,004,291 down by 18,000?
No, sir. That is a whole separate fund.
Oh, that's correct. It's a fund.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're asking. I'm looking in here. My apologies.
No problem.
Okay. All right. Council, anyone have a question? Robbie, if you would like to weigh in any way. It's so basically, I don't have my, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sir, I was just saying Jennifer's pretty well covered.
Okay, so Jennifer, last year's budget was 13, I don't have it right in front of me. It was 13 million what?
Hold on, sir, and I'll get that pulled up for you.
Okay, I'm trying to beat you to the punch. 13,156,265. Does that sound right?
That sounds 13,156,265. That's correct.
Okay, so that adopted budget versus this new requested adopted budget, could you just do a quick percent difference? It looks to be about
9%, sir, decrease.
okay. All right, so the general fund budget is down by approximately 9%. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. All right. Well, if there are no further questions or comments from staff or Mr. Blackerby, I'm going to close out this public hearing for FY 2021 budget, second hearing for the City of St. Mary's for June 15, 2020. And I would remind council, if you're all good, you've got your second call-in number. The access code is different for the call-in, and just for the public, we will have our regular city council meeting at 6 o'clock tonight. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.